My friends, this could be, once again, one of the biggest scandals in Brazilian television. People are pointing out here, Globo is being accused once again of manipulating the results of Big Brother Brazil. But things start to get interesting because they brought that lady there, Paula Renault, you know. We know very well that she's there to do political activism inside Big Brother. Everyone knows she's leftist. Campaigns for Lula. There. In the past, she wasn't a feminist. She wasn't anything, but she became famous, right? The left took her as a sort of godmother for their nonsense. And of course, Globo was going to invite her to do it. Especially this year, the year things are intense. I'll show the video here from the people here. Look. Globo is going to face serious problems with its own audience. It's outrageous, once again being accused of manipulation. And now, the people who follow this crappy show, I'm going to show everything here. Hit the like button, come be part of our family. Don't forget to subscribe here. I don't want to see your comments, my friends. Before we start, I want you to take a look at this image here. Do you see it? It's me in a dryleys. Look how big my face was. Look at the size. This other video here that I made for TikTok, I made it about 5 or 6 months ago. Look at my double chin. Look at the size of my face. Look how swollen I was. 20 kilos heavier, 20 kilos heavier. Now, I want you to take a look at this other image here. You see it, guys. Slim Faber, this product here that I advertise on the channel, here on our channel, it's official, okay? It's official. It's the place with the biggest discount because I have a partnership directly with the owner of Slim Faber. Why? It was through this little product here that I managed to lose 20 kilos. 20 kilos. I used to weigh 105 kilos, and today I'm at 85. Thank God, and thanks to Slim Faber. So, if you're thinking about going on a diet, we know it's the end of the year, right? At the beginning of the year and all, keep in shape, I use Slim Faber. It's a little powder, you put it in water, stir it, and it gives you that feeling of fullness, you know? And you'll be able to lose inches. If I can do it, why can't you do it too? So, it's a great product in the fight against obesity. You look good. It's an excellent opportunity. All the results are here. All the results are here. A few months ago, 20 kilos. I'm living proof that I managed to lose weight. I made a direct deal with Slim Supplier. You won't find this price anywhere else. It's the best deal online. The link is below. Don't miss out. Let's lose weight and get slim. Your quality of life will improve. The link is just below. It was obviously an election year. Globo would have to act behind the scenes. That's what Globo always does. Look, we have no fear or disgust for this network. It's no surprise Reed Globo is again accused of manipulating Big Brother Brazil. The show is at the center of a major controversy. Internet users claim that votes intended to eliminate Leandro were counted for Brigido. I don't follow it. It's just that I see these outrageous things here, I'm reporting it so you can see they're capable of anything. If they manipulate things here, just imagine what else they do. He ended up leaving unfairly. The criticism didn't stop there. Globo is also accused of allegedly bringing outside information into the game, which is completely forbidden. According to reports, a psychologist from the production team, who was actually the show's director, known as Dorado, allegedly passed on information from outside to some participants. Paula Renault, a Lula supporter who campaigns for him, would benefit most. We saw her crying in the house, which I already showed here. Critics have called her the favorite to win since week 1 of the reality show. Obvious, right? Here is the percentage. The episode reignites the debate about the transparency of the show and the ethics of the network, which remains under strong pressure from the public and the internet. Look at the video here. See what the lady ended up posting. Look, she voted for the candidate and all, but here the vote went to another contestant. She even recorded the other vote. It's already been taken down. See, they've already taken it down. The video has already been deleted. Look, that's Globo being Globo. And the worst part of all this is that even with them manipulating, doing all kinds of crazy things, nothing is working. Look here. Information from their own press, huh? Which tries to cover everything up. Big Brother Brazil 26 has the lowest ratings ever for the reality show. That's what I'm saying, they're all scattered, each one worse than the other. Look, Big Brother Brazil had the worst performance in the history of the format, right? Aired later than usual, the reality show couldn't even reach 10 rating points. According to data obtained by Notícia da Television and market sources, the show hosted by Tadu Schmidt scored less than 10 points. That's very little, my friends. Their main show here has miserable ratings. That's a fact. Look, Metropolis also reported it. Check it out. Big Brother Brazil is struggling with its ratings. Despite the network's efforts to strengthen the worn-out format in recent years, the reality show recorded the worst performance in its history. The show aired outside its usual slot and failed to hit double digits in Ibope ratings. After just 1 week, Big Brother Brazil 26 ranks among the reality show's worst premieres. She's been struggling since the beginning, the person they put in there, right? People are talking about it here, aren't they? Joaquim Teixeira's blog also mentioned it, right? A big character. Here on social media, he called it Big Crappy Show. Record low ratings shocked Red Globo. The reality show's failure fueled debate on artistic intolerance, cultural extremism, and television democracy. Making fun of it here, which is obvious, look, you can see, she was the main character. Globo has been promoting Lula from the start, and she's a girl, my friends, who has nothing to offer. Here's a little snippet, look.
I don't wash any glasses or my own underwear at home.
They're people who aren't used to doing things at home.
I don't wash a glass in my house. I don't wash glasses.
It's always like that. It's always that old saying, right? Leftist, supported by their father. Look who it is. Ana Paula Renault's father, Geraldo Renault, is 96 years old, was a politician, and helps his daughter financially. It's a joke, right? We're seeing something outrageous in this country. These shows have kind of taken over Brazilian homes. Henrique already mentioned it here, right? Henrique Soldano mentioned it, right? Did you know that Ana Paula Renault's father was a politician in parties that supported the dictatorship? Look, there you see Democratic National Arena, Democratic Social Party. What's wrong with that? Nothing. But her group often attacks using someone's family history, just like with Maria Beltrão. That's something the Mind panel doesn't show. We're seeing that Mind is completely involved here, right? To make her name, because it's an election year, Mind desperately needs to win the election this year. Can you believe this agency, once owned by Preta is now run by Fatima Pissarra? Without Lula as president, guys, there are gonna be a lot of people in a really complicated situation, okay? Starting next year, if Lula, everything points to Lula not being there, God willing, right? The next guy, the guy. We won't even think about that possibility. But look, there will be people in a desperate situation. Things are going to change drastically. And you see the cowardice we're witnessing, man. This is a gigantic act of cowardice. They don't have any news about Bolsonaro anymore. They can't keep putting Bolsonaro on 24 hours a day to do their dirty work and all that. So now they turn to the very justice system we're seeing. It doesn't matter what he says. Bolsonaro is questioned at Papulinha for calling Lula cachaça and connecting him to the Alemão drug trade. News released today. Barbarista, what a disgrace. He went to the federal police. He went to Papulinha, as they say, for Bolsonaro to give a statement. What are they going to do with Bolsonaro? These guys, look at what made us even more worried here. Did you see that thing about the so-called STM? We've been talking about it in some videos. It's a mess, really. A totally absurd situation. Now they want to take President Bolsonaro's rank away, right? It's so that he ends up in a regular prison, right? But they won't be able to do that because he's a former president. If we don't stand up now when President Bolsonaro needs us, my friends, we only have ourselves. You see how outrageous this is? Things start to stink. they start doing evil things against President Bolsonaro. He was arrested the week the scandal broke out at Banco Master last year. All these atrocities, that's when we ask questions. I'll ask a question again. Andre Mendonça, like the others, is also a Supreme Court justice. They do all kinds of harm to President Bolsonaro. Andre has everything he needs. What's he waiting for? It's not justice that we've become, right? It shouldn't be like this, but it turned into Lulinha, full of corruption scandals. Now that everything is coming out, Andre will see President Bolsonaro suffer even more than he is, going through all these atrocities while he could be doing something about it. If he puts Lulinha, who already has concrete evidence to put him in the hot seat, they'll get desperate. They'll get desperate. This maneuver they're doing with President Bolsonaro, this other cowardly act of wanting to strip him of his rank and take it from other generals, is absurd because STM's president said the president should judge Bolsonaro in judicial robes over the uniform. She's not even a military member. She's been put there by Lula. It makes no sense. This will never work. No politician should appoint anyone to a justice system position. What impartiality? The same as the Supreme Court. You take that guy Oruan, he put on an ankle monitor, but he never followed the requirements for it. Bolsonaro, for God's sake. And here, look, the Military Public Prosecutor's Office submitted a report about stripping the rank of those convicted by the Supreme Court. What hurts us the most? They talk about brothers in arms, brothers in arms. What brothers in arms? You have General Heleno Man, who is one of the greatest symbols the army has ever had. Paulo Sergio, Admiral Almir, Braga Neto, and Bolsonaro, who was president and a captain in the armed forces. These guys represented the armed forces when they truly lived up to their name. I wish I could be a fly to watch their reactions as these atrocities are exposed. Like everything, to create a smokescreen, to try to cover up several other scandals, this is becoming more and more obvious every day. More and more obvious. They're doing this to cover up scandals that are coming to light one after another. I'm not lying, I'm not. Look at the situation. They're so desperate that they had to call on Paula Renault to see if she can help Lula on Big Brother. And things are so obvious that they can't even hide their failure. Worst ratings in history. Now, facing allegations of manipulation that everyone always knew about. That's a fact. Andre is just as much a minister as the others, and can do things too. Share this video on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, and like it. Subscribe to join our family. Big hug to all. Stay with God. See you next time. Thanks. I'm out.